Hello everybody, it's Jo and Mike here from Lightbulb Moment. We were at Learning Technologies 18 in London for the last 2 days. We did a live Periscope video log after day one. After day two, well, we were on the train home a little bit knackered. So we decided to do a video recording today. Mike, what was your highlight of day two?
I think definitely with Will Thalaheimer, I'm not sure how you say it. He did a really great, engaging, interactive session. He had people doing polls, discussing with each other, coming up with group decisions. It was the session just flew by. I was really impressed with it. What about yourself?
Oh, so many highlights. I chaired two sessions. That's one of the main things that I do at Learning Technologies is chair sessions, and they were absolutely great. Really great with Andrew Jacobs, Ennis as well, Ennis Reed, and Sharon. I don't know how to pronounce her name, Kaliafi Kalialbi. I'm going to say it wrong with a little bit more confidence than you did with Will Tauheimer's name. Um, and that was really great about kind of the different things that you can do for learning on a budget. And Andrew Jacobs' work around let's get rid of all the classroom training and make it all in the moment, all about support tools was brilliant, and as he is anyway. I also chaired the session with Connie Malamed, which is all about visual design. That was brilliant, right to my heart, as you well know, having heard me witter on about fonts for decades. One of the things I picked up in that, in terms of learning something new, was a term about kind of reductionist design, which is a strip out, remove until it breaks the design, but then just go with that because that's the simplest thing that you can do. I really like that. But in the morning, we did something a bit different. So on day one, we'd recorded one video in the exhibition, and then we did a whole load more on the second morning, didn't we, Mike? You were the cameraman for that. So how did you find those?
Yeah, definitely. So we did some live periscopes around the exhibition hall for Train Joe, and yeah, it was interesting because at the CIPD conference, I've got a really quite nice semi-professional camera, and when I was going
It's the
around,
same one that Colin Steed uses for LNTV. So I'd put that into professional, quite frankly,
okay, okay,
because Colin is does his stuff professionally. So let's go there.
okay, okay. Well, I'm amateur to it, so maybe that drags the drags the camera down a bit,
Okay,
but
Colin's professional, you can be amateur. Fair enough.
But when we were doing those recordings at the CIPD conference, I think people they were jumping out my way, going, "Oh my god, it's almost like a professional camera person coming along." Whereas at the LT18 conference, we were just using quite a simple setup. C Learning would be proud of us. We just had a phone on, yeah, exactly that exact phone, and we had it on a sort of an extendable stand, and I was following Jo around, and she had a microphone connected to the phone. But people were, let's say, because it got really busy, didn't it? It got really busy on that exhibition hall. Um, and I'm trying to sort of, get through people, and people, I think, just looked at me and went, "It's just a guy holding a phone. We're not going to get out of his way. We're just going to barge into him." So I'm trying to do this periscope, and I'm being knocked all over the place. So it was an interesting experience. How did you feel it went, and especially the people we spoke to?
Well, I absolutely loved it. The fact that we were walking around, just seeing who we could talk to, catching eye of people. I mean, it was we could do a whole video on the technicalities of what we did and how we did it. We had some great conversations, lovely conversations with people. I discovered upon listening to two of the videos back again today, how much all my filler words. This is like, it must be said. That's one of mine. This is like I've counted it like 5 times so far. It's like I need new filler words. That's not so good. But in terms of the quality of the conversation, it was really nice to find out a little bit more about what some of the companies were doing, the kind of questions that people were asking them, and just what they were seeing in terms of their approach and their perspective on learning technologies for learning and development, basically. So yeah, I found it really interesting. We got good feedback too.
I think what I really liked is the fact that you would go up to some of these stands and people would say, "Oh, we're here. Like this is the company. This is our main product." Which is all fair enough. But then so many of them would then jump in and go, "But the reason we do this, the reason we have this product, the reason we're here on the exhibition floor is because we saw this need in L&D, or this annoyed the hell out of us so many times that we decided to do this." And I thought that was really amazing. You could see that passion come through for so many people who actually just sat there and went, "Oh, I'm not just going to waffle, or I haven't just got some product that I'm just trying to sell high and do as many sales as I can." People actually sat there and went, "No, this is I really believe in this, and this is what I really I have passion to go forward with this." And
And
that was
that
really
word's
nice.
so good. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you there, Mike, but I got excited and passionate.
I happens
Uh,
all the time. Just carry on. Just carry on.
yeah, you should be
Fine.
used to it by now. But passion is a really good word there. We met Hannah on the Kineo stand, and that was passion for L&D right there. It's just like, yeah, you're on a stand. Quite frankly, we know you're trying to sell something. That's the whole point of the exhibition. But once we got past, that kind of the what do you do, which was lots that Kineo do, and then we focused on, well, actually, what are some of the things that you've been doing in L&D? Then, all of that passion that she had for the products that she was selling was then going into her own personal development. And that was pretty awesome to see, I thought.
Can I just say, I knew you were going to bring Hannah on the Kineo stand up just because we did a little walk around before. Because a few times we sort of just jumped on people. We were live and we just walked up to a stand, and if they made eye contact with us, it was like, right, you're on camera now. But when we got to the larger stalls, that end of the exhibition hall was the big stands there, and we decided to give a few people a heads up. And as we went to the Kineo stand, this Hannah woman, she comes not running but bounding up to Joe and goes, "I'm a huge fan. I follow you on Twitter all the time." So I knew you were going to bring Hannah up.
Well,
Um,
if you're going to have a bit of Twitter love, I think you need to capitalize on
yeah,
it.
just
That's what I'd
I
say.
thought
There are plenty of
I
people
thought
on Twitter that don't love me, so you've got to have the one that does.
I was sure that Periscope video was going to be like 35 minutes with just her, and then just like maybe one or two other things going on.
Just asking questions
But
like, "Why do you love me again?" I'm not
but
that bad.
it was very interesting that you would go up and so Joe's got the microphone, I'm following with the camera, and you would see some people they make eye contact and be like, they give you that signal like, yeah, come over, I'll speak to you, and other people just like start going down below underneath the desks and
Well,
stuff.
they did. It was funny at Sponge, wasn't it? Because I know some of the guys at Sponge, but all the people I knew either weren't there or they'd moved off the stall, and we queued something up with somebody, and then we came back and they'd gone off to another part and having discussion with someone, and everybody's going, "Speak to that person," but by then it's like, well, I'm speaking to you now, so I'm sorry, you're the one going to be on camera. But that's the fun of doing it live. It's looking back and seeing me trip over things and bump into people, how many filler words I use, how many times I interchange the wrong word, and yeah, that's all a little bit fun. And you could say unprofessional, you could say it's live and in the moment, but it,
Well,
it was real, and I
live
think
TV. What was it? Live TV. It'll be all right on the night, isn't it? That's
as long as at least I wasn't working with children or animals, that's the only thing I'll say.
yeah, that is
So,
true.
so going back to the event, something that Gail Delmas Watson asked me this morning actually was, what was the one thing that you learned that's going to change your life? And I thought, wow, well, there's a big question. Thanks, Gail.
Yeah.
No pressure. And I didn't think of this answer immediately. I did need a little bit of time to think about it. But actually, the thing that impressed me the most out of everything I saw over those 2 days, and I think she'll be really embarrassed by me saying this, but actually it was Issy Nankaro's launch pad. So what Issy Nankaro had done, she had a whole section, kind of stand, if you like, and it wasn't about the Nankaro partnership work that she does, although there was a little bit of that, but it was an umbrella stand for loads of smaller organisations. I couldn't tell you how many, 10, 12 maybe. So they were all
It was a
sharing this
really long
space.
stand, wasn't
Yeah, it was a long, narrow stand. It was all open. They had the logos up of all the different places. So rather than them having to invest, I don't know how many thousands it is for a stand at Learning Technologies, but rather than them having to invest that money themselves and build the stand and do all of that stuff, which is probably beyond the budget and time and knowledge and experience of most people, actually she did it as an umbrella around that. And that for me struck me as the absolute best thing that I saw there throughout the whole 2 days. And there was a lot of good stuff.
it? Yeah, for sure. And that is definitely a very hard question that was posed to you there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was really powerful. And that was really nice. And I love just as you say, it was just so open. It was just this long open stand. They just had um, the different tables with presumably then the different companies and people have come there. And you just it really felt as you walked through, you could just walk up and just have a little chat with anyone there. And yeah, it was really powerful and I think a great idea. It's one of those ideas which is quite simple but so powerful,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you could have easily got down, oh, we have this and we're a subdivider here, and then actually you just when you break it down, as sometimes what needs to happen in L&D, isn't it? If we just break it down to what is it we actually need, and it was really good.
Well, it goes back to Connie Malamad's visual design point of just remove and remove and remove until you get to the absolute most basic thing, until it breaks the design. And that's what I think Issy did. I mean, I'm probably oversimplifying probably 6 months worth of work that Issy did. But I just thought that was really good. And so what about some of the conversations? So, I've been around L&D for 20 years. I've been going to learning technologies for I actually can't even remember, 6, 7, 8 years, something like that. This is your first actual proper learning technologies conference. You came to the summer forum last year, and you're new to L&D. You've got a more of a business and a customer service, an analytical background, but you've only been doing this for what, 8 months, something like that in L&D. How did you find the conference? And also then, you're starting to get to know people. I think that you seem to be more confident in your L&D conversations compared to previously. But how did you feel about that?
Yeah, it is. It's quite nerve-wracking when you go into, and and also, yeah, I'm in an L&D company now, but my role isn't huge. It's more business orientated. And So I do find that quite difficult. And especially, it's like the being the new kid at school kind of thing, isn't it? Where you see all these other people having chats and conversations, and you're there going, what do I do now? But it's definitely got a bit easier. And also, I found everyone in L&D just seems to be so approachable. You can just, and maybe this is the good thing of learning technologies, where they don't have enough tables, enough chairs, because you have to jump in with other people. And that's always interesting. But you just sit down and you just end up having a chat, and everyone's got some kind of crossover as well. But yeah, it definitely feels like I can hold my own a bit. There's a few more faces where I feel like if I walk past them, I can be, oh hey, let's have a chat. Whereas before it was just I would just follow behind you, and
In my wake.
yeah, exactly.
And I found it
Yeah.
quite funny the amount of times I said, "Have I introduced you guys before?" And you're like, "Yeah, we're old friends." And I just like, I'm sorry, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But no,
Although it is difficult because I have the other side where you sit there and go, oh yeah, I introduced you guys, and I'm like, was this one of the people that I had like a 5 second handshake with, and then they walked past. But Yeah, it's really good, and I love these conferences because I can just pick up so much going to all of the sessions. I pick up, even if it's not the specific um, field that I'm looking at, or every session I go to, I just absorb so much information.
yeah.
And even just going around the exhibits as well, you sit and go, oh, okay, that's what's going on there. Okay, that's sort of a market that these people have gone for. So yeah, it's really good. I do really recommend going, even if you are new to L&D.
I think almost especially if you're new, it depends on what you're doing, what level, what kind of work. You can always get something out of it, and that's like you say, the free exhibition, the seminars that are there, the conference that you pay for, that you have different types of sessions there, and the conversations you have in the break times. Yeah, all sorts of different stuff. Even when you know a lot and you've been around for a while, always a new conversation to be had. So excellent. Well, look forward then to the summer forum this year, and then Learning Technologies 19 at the Excel Centre in London. It'll be even bigger.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, I can't wait.
Thanks very much, Mike.
Thanks, bye.